All right, so today we're going to get you ready to totally crush a guitar maker interview.
Yeah.
That's right, we're diving deep into the world of luthiers with you,
Mm-hmm.
where woodworking meets music. You've got your RoleCatcher guides ready to go,
Awesome.
career guide, interview guide, and we'll even take a peek at how their AI can help you
Absolutely.
prepare for these interviews. So think of this deep dive as your practice session before hitting the main stage.
Love that.
What's really interesting to me about this field
Yeah.
is that it really blends art and technical skill. You know,
Oh,
you're
absolutely.
not just building an instrument, you're like shaping sound
Yeah, you're creating something that
and creating something that resonates.
it resonates with musicians on such a deep level.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really
It's
special.
a very personal thing.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into the interview prep because that's how you're going to get the gig, right? You got to
So-
get in the door first.
Absolutely.
The first question in the RoleCatcher guide is tell us about your experience with woodworking and guitar making.
The classic.
It seems pretty simple,
It does.
but how do you make your answer stand out?
I think of this as your opening riff, like this is you setting the tone for the whole interview, you know?
Oh, I like that.
Really showcasing your passion, Did you build anything as a kid? Even if it was just a simple birdhouse,
Mm-hmm.
Mention any courses you've taken, projects you've tackled, even fixing a broken guitar neck, that shows you've got the right mindset.
Right.
Honesty is key here. Like your genuine enthusiasm, that's what's going to shine through.
You don't want to like over embellish.
Oh,
No,
you know
just
what?
be honest.
Be genuine.
So it's not about boasting, it's about showing your passion.
Yeah.
So the guide also mentioned some potential follow-up questions.
Oh, okay.
What if they ask you what initially drew you to woodworking or guitar making?
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that that's where you share your origin story.
Yeah.
Was it the feeling of like creating something with your hands,
Right.
the satisfaction of solving a tricky woodworking puzzle?
Right.
Or maybe it was just the way a perfectly crafted guitar sings.
Right.
This is your chance to really connect with the interviewer on a personal level.
I love that it's like the soul of the musician coming through their instrument.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to question number 2.
Right.
How do you ensure the quality of the guitars that you make?
Ooh, getting a little technical now.
Yeah, this feels a little bit more technical.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's all about precision and attention to detail.
Okay.
You really want to walk them through your process. How do you check the joints, the neck, the frets, every step of the way?
Yeah.
What are your go-to methods for troubleshooting problems?
Right.
This shows that you're not just building guitars, you're crafting quality instruments with care,
So you're really paying attention.
Yeah.
The RoleCatcher Career Guide really emphasizes that quality is like the #1 factor
Oh, for sure.
in a luthier's reputation.
Yeah, it's the difference between a guitar that sits in a shop gathering dust
Right.
and one that a musician treasures for a lifetime,
Yeah.
and that attention to detail,
Mm-hmm.
that might even come up in follow-up questions.
Oh.
They could ask you, can you describe a time you had to solve a difficult problem during the building process?
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about like knowing all the steps, right?
Right.
It's about like, can you deal with when things go wrong?
Exactly.
Now let's talk about question number 3.
Okay.
Can you describe your process for selecting the wood used in your guitars?
Ooh, this is where it gets fun.
This is where it gets interesting to me.
This is where the science of sound meets the art of woodworking.
Yeah.
Different woods have different tonal qualities.
Right.
And knowing which to use for the body, the
Yeah.
neck, the fretboard is just crucial. Talk about how you consider factors like grain density, moisture content.
Yeah.
Why might you choose mahogany for a warm, resonant tone
Right.
versus maple for a bright, snappy sound?
Yeah.
Show them that you understand the nuances of wood and how it impacts a guitar's voice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I never really realized how much depth there was
Oh, yeah.
to like picking the wood.
Oh, it's so important.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I bet they could also ask a follow-up question like,
Yeah.
what are your favorite wood combinations and why?
Oh, for sure.
Right.
And, be prepared to explain why those combinations work well together,
Yeah.
Maybe it's about balancing warmth and brightness
Mhm.
or creating a specific aesthetic. It's a chance to really demonstrate your knowledge and your artistic sensibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the RoleCatcher Career Guide even has examples of luthiers who specialize in different kinds of wood.
Yeah.
That level of expertise is incredible.
It's amazing. And that's what sets experienced luthiers apart, you know? It's that deep understanding of how materials translate into sound and feel, you know? That's the magic.
Okay, next up is question number 4.
All right.
How do you stay up to date with new trends and technologies in guitar making?
Oh, that's a good one.
Because the guitar is always evolving.
This question is all about showing that you're a lifelong learner.
Right.
You know, do you attend industry events like the NAMM show?
Mm-hmm.
Are you subscribed to Luthier magazines or online forums? You know,
Yeah.
mention any new techniques or technologies you've been experimenting with, you know. Maybe you've been exploring alternative tone woods for sustainability or using 3D printing for custom inlays, you know. The point is to show that you're curious and invested in the future of the craft.
Right. Like you're all in on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not just a job.
Exactly.
It's something you're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of technology, I'm curious how RoleCatcher's AI can actually help with this question.
Oh, it's so useful here, you know. It can analyze the specific job description and highlight any trends or technologies mentioned by the employer.
So it can kind of read between the lines for you.
Yeah.
So they're looking for someone who's familiar with CNC machining or laser cutting. You'll know to mention it.
Yes, you can tailor your answer to really showcase your knowledge in those areas.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, question 5 takes us into a different realm. Client collaboration.
Okay.
Can you walk us through your process for building a custom guitar for a client?
Yeah, this is all about showcasing your ability to translate a musician's vision into a tangible instrument, you know?
It's like reading their mind.
Kind of, yeah.
Figuring out what they want.
How do you gather their requirements? Do you sketch designs, you know? Like, how do you ensure they're happy with the final product, you know?
Right.
It's about more than just building. It's about building relationships.
Yeah.
And understanding the heart of a musician, you know?
It's like you're a musical therapist.
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
Helping them, like, express themselves through their instrument.
For sure.
I bet they could also ask a follow-up question, like, have you ever had to deal with a difficult client or a challenging design?
Oh, absolutely. They want to see how you handle those tricky situations, you know? Maybe you had to diplomatically guide a client towards a more realistic design, you know? Or find a creative solution to a technical challenge, you know? Sharing those experiences shows your problem-solving skills. And your ability to collaborate effectively.
So being able to find that balance between artistic vision and, like, practical limitations.
Absolutely. It's a dance, you know?
Now, for question 6, we're getting into the art of balance itself.
Okay.
How do you ensure that your guitars are both aesthetically pleasing and functional?
Ooh, form meets function. Guitars need to look good and play like a dream, you know? Talk about your design philosophy.
Okay.
How do you choose materials and finishes that enhance both the aesthetics and the sound? How do you ensure the guitar is comfortable to play and produces the desired tone, you know? Think about iconic guitars that nailed this balance, like a classic Les Paul. Or a Stratocaster, you know?
It's like a work of art and a tool.
Exactly.
At the same time.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
A true masterpiece.
And a potential follow-up question here could be, can you share an example of a time you had to make a design compromise to prioritize functionality or vice versa? Yeah.
Because sometimes you can't have both.
Sometimes you can. It's all about making those tough decisions.
Make the tough decisions.
But still keeping the musician's needs at the forefront, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, question 7 takes us to the restoration side of things.
All right.
How do you approach repairs and modifications to existing guitars?
Oh, I love this one. This is where you show your respect for the history and individuality of each instrument, you know?
Oh, wow.
It's about understanding that every guitar has a story to tell, you know? How do you assess the condition of a guitar that needs repair? How do you identify the underlying issues? What steps do you take to restore it to its former glory?
Wow.
Or even enhance its features, you know?
So it's like you're a guitar doctor.
It is.
You're diagnosing the problem and giving it the right medicine.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
Speaking of medicine, RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze job descriptions to see if the employer is looking for a specific repair experience.
That's right. It can help you tailor your answer.
Wow.
to highlight the most relevant aspects of your experience. So if they're looking for someone who specializes in vintage guitar restoration or modern modifications, you'll know exactly what to emphasize.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Okay, so we've covered those 7 key questions in detail.
We did it.
But there's one more thing I want to talk about.
Okay.
And that's the power of RoleCatcher's AI, beyond just analyzing job descriptions.
Oh, yeah, we've touched on it briefly, but let's dive deeper into how this AI can truly elevate your interview game. You know, It's not just about research. It's about refining your answers and presentation.
Right. So we talked about how RoleCatcher's AI can help you research the company and tailor your answers. But it can even go further than that, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. One of the coolest features is its ability to give you feedback on your actual interview answers.
What?
Yeah, you can type in your responses.
Wow.
And the AI will analyze them.
Well, that's cool.
And give you suggestions for improvement.
So it's like having a coach.
It is. It's like having a virtual interview coach, helping you polish your responses and make sure you're hitting all the right notes, you know?
So it can tell you where you're being too vague, maybe, or too technical.
Exactly. It can point out areas where you might be too technical or not really showcasing your skills effectively. You know, It can even help you structure your answers in a clear and concise way.
That's really valuable. Yeah. To have a second set of eyes. Or ears, I guess.
Yeah, second set of ears.
On your prep.
Exactly.
And that can give you so much confidence, too.
Oh, for sure.
Going into an interview.
Absolutely. And here's where it gets even more impressive.
Okay.
RoleCatcher also has a feature that lets you record yourself answering interview questions and get AI feedback on your video.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It analyzes things like your body language, your tone of voice, and your pacing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like having your own film crew and director.
It's like having a personal film crew and director helping you really fine-tune your on-screen presence, you know?
So they can tell you, if you're, fidgeting too much or...
Exactly. Yeah, it's a game changer.
Wow.
Especially for people who get a little nervous on camera.
Right.
You know, it can help you identify any distracting habits or mannerisms and ensure you're projecting confidence and authenticity.
That's super helpful because interviews can be nerve-wracking.
Oh, they are.
So that takes some of the pressure off.
For sure.
And lets you really focus on, your skills and your passion.
Absolutely. Yeah, just be yourself. Let your passion shine through, you know?
Right.
And speaking of passion, let's circle back to the RoleCatcher Career Guide for a moment.
Okay.
You know, it outlines different career stages for guitar makers, from apprenticeships to master luthiers.
Right.
What insights did you find helpful there?
I was really interested in all the different paths that people take.
Yeah.
Some people start as apprentices, learning from other experienced luthiers. Others might have a background in woodworking or even music.
Yeah.
And the guide even has example career profiles, which is really helpful.
Yeah, I love that.
Visualizing the journeys.
Yeah, they're great for understanding the skills and experience needed at each stage, you know?
Okay.
You might start by assisting with basic tasks like prepping wood or stringing guitars, and eventually work your way up to building entire instruments. Or even designing your own models.
So even if you're starting at the very beginning,
yeah,
there's a path.
There's a clear path for growth in this field. You know, you can build your skills and knowledge over time.
Right.
And become more specialized as you gain experience.
So, what are some things that the guide emphasizes?
You know, the guide really emphasizes the importance of continuous learning.
Okay.
You know, attending workshops, experimenting with new techniques, and staying connected with the luthier community are all crucial for staying at the top of your game.
It's a reminder that this is a craft that you never really master.
You never stop learning.
Yeah.
There's always something new to learn, new techniques to explore.
Right.
New ways to push the boundaries of what's possible with guitar, you know?
That's what keeps it interesting.
That's what makes it so exciting. It's a field that really rewards passion, dedication, and a genuine love for the instrument.
It's more than a job.
It is.
It's a way of life.
It's a calling.
So speaking of way of life, the guide also mentions some of the challenges facing luthiers today.
Yeah, like what?
Things like competition from mass-produced guitars.
Yeah, for sure.
The increasing cost of quality tone woods.
Those are definitely important factors to consider.
Yeah.
You know, luthiers need to find ways to differentiate themselves, whether it's through their unique designs, their commitment to sustainability, or their ability to build personalized instruments that meet the specific needs of musicians, you know?
So finding your niche.
Yeah, find your niche, showcase what makes you unique.
And maybe that ties back into our interview prep.
Oh, absolutely.
How can you, use those challenges to highlight your strengths?
That's a great point. Maybe you've developed a sustainable approach to sourcing wood, you know?
Right.
Or you have a deep understanding of a particular style of guitar building.
Mm-hmm.
Highlighting those areas of expertise can really set you apart from other candidates.
Right. And it shows that you're not just aware of the challenges, but you're actively finding solutions.
Yeah, exactly. It's about demonstrating that you're not just a builder, you're an innovator.
Right. Yeah.
And that kind of thinking is what makes a successful luthier, you know?
It's like thinking outside the box.
Yeah, think outside the box. Push the boundaries.
So we've talked about the interview questions, the career path.
We covered a lot.
The challenges, and even how RoleCatcher's AI can really help you prepare.
Yeah.
But what does all this mean for you, the listener, as you gear up for that big interview?
It means you're not going in blind,
Right.
You have insights into the guitar maker world.
Mm-hmm.
You're prepped for those tough questions, and you've got the tech advantage of RoleCatcher's AI in your corner.
You're ready to rock that interview.
You are.
But before we let you go,
I
want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay, I like it.
What's that unique detail, that spark from your journey that's going to make you stand out in that interview?
Oh, that's good. Maybe it's a personal project that showcases your passion, a mentor who inspired you, or even a specific challenge you overcame that demonstrated your dedication to the craft.
Right.
What's your story?
Yeah, because remember, they're not just looking for someone who can build a guitar. Right. There are plenty of those out there.
Exactly. Yeah. They're looking for someone who brings their own unique voice and artistry to the table. Someone who's passionate, dedicated, and ready to make their mark on the world of music, you know?
Yeah.
So find that spark, that something special that sets you apart, and let it shine, because that's what will make you unforgettable.
You know, it's really amazing how much we've covered.
I know, right?
In this deep dive.
It's like we went beyond just the interview tips.
Totally.
We explored the whole craft, the career path, the challenges, and even got a glimpse into the future.
Yeah, and it's given me a whole new appreciation.
Me too.
For the artistry and dedication that goes into creating these instruments.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine, the feeling of hearing a musician play something that you built.
I know, it must be incredible.
Yeah.
And it's so clear that for these luthiers, it's not just a job, it's a real passion.
It's a calling. And for anyone out there who's thinking about this as a career, I think this has been a pretty solid foundation for you guys.
Absolutely.
We've walked through the interview process, we've talked about the career landscape, and we've even touched on how technology like RoleCatcher's AI can help you prepare.
Yeah, it really all comes down to passion, dedication, and continuous learning. Those are the keys to success in any craft, but especially in something as specialized as guitar making.
And I think never underestimate the power of resources like RoleCatcher to help you along the way. From tailoring your application to even refining your interview skills, it's like having a personalized support system in your pocket.
So to everyone out there who's dreaming of building guitars, don't be afraid to chase that dream.
Go for it.
Embrace the challenge. Hone your skills and let your passion shine through.
Yeah, the world needs more passionate craftspeople like you.
It really does.
People who are willing to put their heart and soul into creating something beautiful.
Absolutely.
And meaningful.
Well, hey, we'll be here for the next deep dive.
That's right.
Ready to explore a new topic and uncover even more hidden gems.
Until then. Keep rocking, keep learning, and keep that passion burning bright.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, see you next time.
See you later.